Ladies and gentlemen, we want you to stand and we want you to make some noise.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go racing here at Knoxville.
Only the best go 3 abreast. It is show time at Williams Grove Speedway.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here at Eldora Speedway, it's showtime!
You got them for a breath. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the world of outlaws.
It's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
Set to do battle for 30 laps. The green flag is waving.
Hello again. It is MRN Winged Nation presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. We are glad you joined us. Erin, Evernham, and Steve Post talking sprint car racing. It is our favorite time of the week. Thanks again for twisting us in here on the Motor Racing Network. And we have a great program. A couple of interesting stories early in the season. Kevin Thomas picked up the ride in the Blazin' Racing Buffalo Wild Wing cars, and he picked up a win on Saturday. So we're going to talk to a non-wing driver going wing racing. That's always fun.
Absolutely. I can't wait to hear about the transition.
How that's going, how that worked, how it even came about, I guess, as well as that.
Yeah.
So looking forward to Kevin joining us. And Logan Schuchart, of course, Shark Racing, Bobby Allen's team, and they have already had a year full of drama getting to about the 7th race. Unreal what this team has already gone through.
Unbelievable. And how they persevere. I mean, they're unbelievable.
It's amazing. It is Bobby Allen-esque, the way this team performs. They perform very, very well. 2 top 5 finishes in Las Vegas, despite all of the Bobby Allen-esque challenges in getting from race to race. It's a fascinating story, and you're going to love to hear from Logan Schuchart. It is a great program. Thanks again for joining us. Let's take a look at our Classic Ink screen printing and embroidery hot topics. And, well, I have a hunch as we look at these Classic Ink hot topics throughout the year, if the over-under on how many times we talk about Donnie Schatz, but, Erin, it just keeps going. It's amazing.
It is amazing, and what I think is so neat about it, too, you look at the results, you're like, oh, he's just totally dominating, which he is, but the races have actually been really good. Like, he's winning, but it's not like he's lapping the field. I mean, they're good races. He just knows how to come out on top.
Thursday night, it was a last lap pass of Brownie, okay, and Friday night, it was a great battle at the end of the race with Rico.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that just absolutely amazes me. We know that Donnie, that track gets dry slick, and everyone's like, here we go.
Yep.
This is a shots type track. Thursday night was not dry slick.
No.
Thursday night was holes, ruts, bouncing around, manning up, getting up on that wheel, and guess who won?
Yeah, well, any track, you can never count shots out.
It's amazing to me the talent that he has, and you want to brawl? We'll brawl. You want to finesse? We'll finesse.
Yeah.
You want to go to the top? We'll go to the top. You want to go to the bottom? And, well, nobody wants to go to the middle, but Schatz will drive right by in the middle, too.
Yeah, he makes the middle work like no other driver.
Exactly. And then you want a rough racetrack? I'll just go out and drive through the ruts faster than you. It's absolutely amazing. And, yeah, he is going to be part of our Classic Ink hot topics
every week
throughout the course of the year. And the other hot topic is cold.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Pennsylvania got all washed out this past weekend. All 3 tracks were supposed to open. And as you're watching this right now, it's a Tuesday afternoon, and we're seeing pictures of a foot of snow on the ground in Mechanicsburg. So it's not looking good either. We haven't called anything. They haven't called anything. The game right now is, does Fred Putney at Lincoln start shoveling it off and go on Saturday? So we'll see. But that's a hot topic is cold right now in Pennsylvania.
Awful weather up there.
Awful weather up there
Everyone
as well.
stay safe, really.
Exactly, really. If you're up in the Northeast, New England states, please stay safe. So there you have it. Those are your Classic Ink screen printing and embroidery hot topics. ClassicInkUSA.com for great hats, for great shirts, for great other items that you need, whether they be corporate items, other school items, other sports, whatever you need, and of course your racing items. Choose the things, choose the screen printing and embroidery that Brian Brown, Danny Dietrich, and great racers like that choose. They choose Classic Ink, and you should as well. It's www.classicinkusa.com. Check them out. And with that, we're going to step away. We'll be back. More MRN Winged Nation in just a moment.
Watch MRN's Winged Nation with Steve Post and Ashley Stremme on MAV TV, Saturdays at 9:30 and 12:30 Eastern.
O'Reilly.
If
If your wiper blades are worn and streaking, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and save $8 instantly on a pair of Rain-X Latitude wiper blades. Improve visibility and save money with Rain-X Latitude wiper blades. Plus, take advantage of our free wiper blade installation. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
For over 50 years, drivers in sprint car, midget, micro, modified, and even dirt late model have taken the checkered flag on Weld Racing Wheels. Legendary drivers like Joe Saldana, Carl, Mark, and Steve Kinzer, Doug Wolfgang, and countless other racers have trusted Weld Racing Wheels for their superior strength and lightweight construction to finish ahead of the competition. With 50 years of race-winning engineering and technology, American-made Weld Racing Wheels are designed and built to withstand virtually any abuse you throw at them. Weld Racing. Proven speed.
Classic Ink USA Screen Printing and Embroidery is constantly testing the limits of custom racewear and specialized embroidery. Headquartered in Western Pennsylvania, Classic Ink holds the highest standard, maximizing your return as well as the ultimate customer satisfaction. From track swag fanwear to quick crew wear, Classic Ink has you covered. Their dedicated staff and designers will keep your race team and fans looking sharp. Contact Classic Ink today and get your team ahead of the competition. www.classicinkusa.com. That's Classic Ink, at the track and on your back.
Hi, I'm Dale Blaney, and you're listening to Winged Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
Welcome back. It is MRN Winged Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. We are so glad you joined us and can't wait to talk to this first guest. During the course of the offseason, we heard that Kevin Thomas Jr., of course, has had a lot of success in USAC racing. I know was trying to get some deals in stock car racing that maybe didn't work out the way he had hoped for, but we'll talk about falling into it. Ends up in the number 82, the Blazing Racing car on the wing side, and joins us now on the program after a win Saturday night. Hello, Kevin. Welcome into Wing Nation.
Hey, guys. How are you doing?
We are doing well. Kevin, want to talk about that win and want to talk about what's going on in the current, but the opportunity to go wing sprint car racing, how in the wide world of sports did this all happen?
Oh, it's sometimes it's just one of those deals on who you know. You know, I've got a good relationship with these guys over here, and I've known them for a little bit, and we just kind of put some things together and decided we wanted to go racing. So it's, I guess all the stars aligned and everything worked out, and I'm glad it did.
Postman mentioned that you had tried a little bit in the stock car world. Was going wing racing something you really wanted? Like, how far back is this something you've worked on? I know, we mentioned you had a great career in some USAC racing. So how long has this, the winged racing, been something on your radar?
It's been on my radar for quite a while. I just never really got the opportunity. Living in Indiana, there's just not a lot there. So whenever I got the chance to do it a little bit on my own, I took that opportunity, ran as many races as I could, and then this deal come about, and I didn't have a USAC ride, and I was like, and they asked if I wanted to go wing racing, and obviously, that's something I would love to do. It's a great way to make a living and something different. So it's a new challenge. So it's always like having that, just a little bit of putting that extra effort into something that you've never done before. So it's been a great time just these past few races that we've ran, and I think it's going to be a good year for us.
A fellow Indiana driver by the name of Tony Stewart told me that wing sprint cars may be the most challenging cars to race. So many aspects go into it. And you just said it's a new challenge for you. So, Kevin, early in the game here, what have been the biggest challenges for you?
Obviously, the biggest deal is air. Like in a non-wing car, you can follow guys, and it's never even in your thought process to get into clean air. So, with a wing car, you got to think about probably 10 extra things just to race and to be good and to make speed in these things. So it's there's a lot of different stuff that I have to think about while racing instead of just trying to mash the gas and go as fast as I can. It's a lot more technical than that. So it's just something different for me, and it's going to take me a little bit to learn on. I think the bigger half-mile tracks, just learning how to make speed and keep my speed up. So I think Vegas I learned a lot there, and I kind of transferred that over to Saturday night at Arizona Speedway. So it's just a big learning curve, and I just got to take every little piece of information that I gained from crew chief Greg, that's been around a long time, and every little bit of information that I can use to my advantage, I just got to put it into play.
Kevin, I'm going to ask a follow-up question on that because you talk about the air, and I'm a guy that has never sat in a sprint car, so I'm not coming at it. Erin's got a lot of laps, of course. What does that feel like, or what's the sensation like when you have air and then you don't have air on the race car? Can you describe what's that like as a guy that's experiencing that now in the wing car?
Yeah, it's like when you're out front, you have nice clean air, and the car's nice and planted. It doesn't want to fly the front end. It doesn't want to get tight on you. It's pretty nice. And as soon as you get to racing, say if you get mid-pack or you're starting a race back there in the back, that thing kind of is going to go where it wants to go, and you just hang on and hope for the best. So, watching people like Donnie Schatz and like anybody that's really good with air, it's you don't really notice it as a fan, but as a driver, you respect it because it's very difficult to do, and I'm witnessing that now. So it's I think it's going to take me a little bit to get that on the half miles, because that's where it comes into play the most. So I'm just going to have to really do my homework there and study up on that stuff and how to get myself in good positions. Because whenever you have air, it's a walk in the park, but when you don't, it's a handful.
Kevin, you seemed like you jumped right in the deep end. You went right to the world of outlaws, your first race with the team.
Yeah.
How much did you, like you mentioned it, but how much did you learn, and what was it like to run your first set of hot laps with the Outlaws? But obviously, like you said, you learned a lot because it paid off in Arizona when you went and won the race.
It was obviously different. Just jumping into the deep end and racing with the big boys, you learn a lot. You learn how fast you want to be and how fast you aren't. So it's, I'm used to being at the top of the charts in a non-wing car and things like that. And whenever you run as hard as you can and you're still 21st quick, you're like, man, how am I going to get any more speed out of this? So it just takes some more experience and just a lot of communication with me and my crew chief and getting me comfortable. And they do a great job at that. He works well with the non-wing guys. He did it with Clausen. He took a chance on him, and it's just something they kind of have a knack for, and so it's pretty cool that they take chances on us and give us a shot. So it was a tough challenge there with the Outlaws my first three races. I really got my butt kicked there for a while, so it was nice to go and run pretty good and get a win for them and just build upon that.
Finally, or as we start to look forward now, of course, we talk about the Outlaw races, and that win was in Arizona with an ASCS Southwestern Tour. Great little tour of racers out there. I've had a chance to catch those guys. But now you're dumping back into the deep end. You're going to California and going to run some World of Outlaw races. What do you know about Tulare, where you're going to next, and how do you prepare for this? You say you study and you watch some notes, but how do you prepare for this?
It's kind of hard to prepare, but yeah, we're just going to have to put our big boy pants on, and Tulare, you have to get after it there. So, I'm going to have to just do the best I can and drive as hard as I can and stay out of trouble. That place can bite you every once in a while. So, I'm looking forward to racing with these guys. In order to beat the best, you got to race with the best, and so that's kind of our motto for this year, and learn as much as I can, get me as comfortable as I can, and if we go out there and we run good, then pat on the back to everybody that has helped me, and if we miss a show again, technically I'm supposed to miss a show, so I think it's just going to be a good learning experience and get out there and hustle that thing and then try to put her in the show and run good.
Well, Kevin, I don't want to give you any unfair advantage, here, but the girl sitting right here next to me, she's won out at Tulare before. So if you need any tips, you probably can dial up Erin.
That was about 12, 13 years ago now.
But win is a win out there.
I don't think I could give Kevin much help. I think he's off to a good start.
Final question for you, Kevin. What is your favorite flavor of Buffalo Wild Wings?
Ooh, that'd have to be spicy garlic.
Spicy garlic. Oh,
Spicy garlic.
Are you a Buffalo Wild Wings girl?
I am. It's one of my favorites.
I am a garlic Parmesan guy. Oh, my gosh.
I'm hungry, right?
Those garlic.
Lunchtime.
I know, those garlic Parmesan wings, they're fantastic. Kevin, we're going to be following along with you. We appreciate you taking some time and joining us. Best of fortune this weekend at Tulare and on throughout. Thanks for the time.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate it, guys.
There we go. That is Kevin Thomas Jr. That's a fascinating story.
Yeah.
That really is. And it's going to be fun to watch him get up to speed.
I'm just so impressed. I mean, obviously, a very successful driver, but to jump in your first race in a wing car and go run with the Outlaws.
Oh, yeah. Jump right in the deep end.
That's
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, it is. It is. And we'll see what happens as they run this weekend at Tulare and on throughout in California. Let's step away. When we return, it's shark racing time. Speaking of the deep end, the Sharks are in the deep end. And Logan Schuchart, he joins us next.
I'm Shane Stewart, and you're listening to Winged Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
O'Reilly.
If you do-it-yourselfers are looking for the right tool for the job, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts Power Torque Tools DIY Day Sale. You'll find a wide selection of Power Torque tools on sale now and guaranteed for life. Power Torque Tools DIY Day Sale going on now at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Only the best go 3 abreast, and they're coming to a track near you in 2017. No matter where you're at, the American Sprint Car Series is near you. From the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour, presented by the MAV TV Motorsports Network, to any of the 7 ASCS regional tours. There's over 150 nights of racing to choose from in 2017. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for updates. Listen live on RacingBoys.com and get the full rundown at ASCSRacing.com.
The National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum's newest feature exhibit is our Salute to Champion Sammy Swindell, June 9th through October 15th, at the only museum in the world solely dedicated to sprint car racing, the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum in Knoxville, Iowa. Stop in and check out 8 of Sammy's original race cars and see his trophies, uniforms, and more as you learn about his outstanding career. The Salute to Champion Sammy Swindell is only this season at the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum in Knoxville.
Hi, I'm Craig Kinzer, and you're listening to Winged Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
Welcome back. Thank you, Craig. Oh, by the way, I saw where Craig has joined the World of Outlaw camp as far as platinum membership. Yeah, how about that? Yeah. How about that? So it's getting deeper. It's getting deeper. It's fins up time, if you will. We're going to talk a little shark racing, and joining us on the line, driver of that number 1A car is Logan Schuchart, or 1S car. Hey, Logan Schuchart joins us. Hey, Logan, how are you?
I'm good, Steve. How are you, man?
I am doing fantastic. Logan, you have had a year full of drama getting to about the 6th race. How are you doing with it all?
Oh, well, this weekend made up for a little
yeah.
bit. We would have rather stayed out front the one night, but, it was tough. It was a tough winter. We built a trailer thinking, we're ahead of the game, and we've been using the same one that, my grandpa built back in '85, and so it's had some wear and tear on it, and it wasn't as organized as what it needed to be. It was falling apart in some places. So we decided a couple years ago we wanted to build a trailer, and just haven't really got the chance, or just didn't get it done. And this year, my Uncle Joey, my grandfather, I see Jack Eckert, Jacob, Jonathan, and Logan, and a bunch of guys that came out and worked really hard this winter to get it done, and is very organized. It's going to be great working out of this thing this year, but we're all excited, headed down the road, and our toter home, I guess, just wasn't ready for another year on the Outlaw Tour. It blew up on the way to Florida, and we're lucky enough to have Ryan Smith and his family were nice enough to let us borrow their toter home until we get ours fixed, and it's great, because if not, we wouldn't be out here. So just great to get the opportunity to keep racing until we get ours fixed. And other than that, we've just had engine issues all over. Just we had some engine issues with our race cars in Florida, and we didn't get them resolved by Lone Star, and just had a couple issues. Not really that was any of our fault. Like my cousin Michael does a fantastic job and works really hard building our engines, and just some dumb little stuff that went wrong with the engines that really wasn't his fault or our fault. It's just one of them things that happen. And but we got them resolved, and this past weekend in Las Vegas was a good one.
Logan, you guys make a lot happen with very few resources. How helpful has the racing community been? Like you mentioned it with the truck and trailer, but I just know following you the last few years, it seems like the racing community really comes together and helps you guys out.
They really do. Whether it's Ryan Smith with his and his family with the Toter Home, or the Beer Hill gang started a GoFundMe online, and that was, that helped us get our truck ready and running, and they raised over $10,000 to get our truck to the shop and starting to get worked on. So it's a very humbling feeling. You never want to be in that position and need that help like that, but we're in a bad spot, and it's for the racing community and for everybody to help us out the way they do. We have friends all across the country that let us stay in our shops. Jake McLean, when we were in North Carolina, helped us, let us stay at his shop, work on our cars while we were having trouble with Christian Kinnison when we were in Texas. We have all the suburban visuals up in Wisconsin. They let us stay at their shop when we're up there. So we have a lot of friends in what we call little families all across the country that help us out when we come to town. And if anybody knows anything about the World Outlaw Tour, it's tough. Just not the racing every night, but the staying at the hotels, being on the road, and all the little things is what adds up. And so all those people to come together, it's kind of what while we're proud to call our team what it is, and it's really a lot of people put into one group that puts this team on the road. And when we do have success, it is because of those people. We wouldn't be able to do it without them.
Boy, isn't that the truth? That's an amazing story, how everyone comes together. Good news is top 5 finishes at Las Vegas, and this week you head into Tulare and some little bull rings out in California coming up on the schedule. Do you like the California style of racing? Do you like the bull rings? And just what's your thoughts as you get ready to do some racing out west?
To be honest, it's tough. I don't mind bull rings. I like little racetracks. I like all racetracks, but I enjoy more of a smooth type of racetrack that gets slick and you can move around, and California is not always that way. So you got to get up on the wheel a little bit. You loosen the race car up and try some different things that I'm not really used to, but they're definitely tough. But I'm hoping we can continue our good runs, and we've had good runs at Tulare in the past, so we'll just have to go back to the setup book and try and work with it as the night goes on.
So any great adventures out in California scheduled? A year or so ago we talked to you. You went down to Long Beach and hung out with all the rich folks. Is there a plan for California adventure this time?
I'm not sure yet. Last year we got to go to San Antonio. The guys went to Austin, Texas. We hung out on the beach a couple days. But with everything going on this year, we're kind of in a tough spot. So we're trying to be a little conservative and hang out until things start getting a little better. So hopefully the adventures kick back up as the year goes on.
I think the adventure now is sleeping and surviving. Maybe that's the adventure. Logan, congratulations on the top 5 finishes this past weekend in Las Vegas, and we certainly wish you the best at Tulare and beyond. Thanks for joining us, and maybe we'll kick that bad fortune out of the way and replace it with some wins and good fortune. But thanks for joining us.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for having me. Thanks, Steve and Erin.
Yeah, always good to talk to Logan Schuchart. It's a fascinating story.
It really is.
You could put a GoPro in that truck and have the best documentary in the history of documentaries.
There's a reality show.
There's a reality show for you right there.
It's amazing, though, and I love it. I love that. It's like the true form of a World of Outlaw racer. Is you eat, breathe, and sleep.
And you go back to 1980, and it was Bobby Allen the same way. I mean, it's just they get it real. Yeah. They get it honest. I mean, the gypsy And then 1980 happens to go to this little place in Iowa and wins the Knoxville Nationals. And like Logan, won at Port Royal, won a couple races last year. I mean, it's amazing. What I also love, and I jotted down some notes, Jake McLean here in the North Carolina, the McLean boys, I've talked about those guys a lot. They're the ones that actually go with Casey Kane when he goes out and races. They're down in Indian Trail, which is not far from here, and they are just huge champions of the sport of sprint car racing. I know they're in Indian Trail, North Carolina. They're not in the hotbed, but that doesn't mean they don't love their sprint car racing. And I know they had to consider it a total honor to have Bobby Allen's team camping out at their race shop. And then he mentioned the Beer Hill gang as well. And that gang just jumps in every time there's a need and does all kinds of great stuff. We need to step away. More MRN Winged Nation in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Kyle Larson. You're listening to Winged Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
O'Reilly.
If your wiper blades are worn and streaking, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and save $8 instantly on a pair of Rain-X Latitude wiper blades. Improve visibility and save money with Rain-X Latitude wiper blades. Plus, take advantage of our free wiper blade installation. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Citywide to countryside, whatever you drive, wherever you go. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading warranty to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
Today, Toyota's featured NASCAR fan is Carrie, Queen of Cakes.
So, Carrie, why do they call you Queen of Cakes?
Well, whenever Toyota wins a NASCAR race, I make a life-size Camry cake.
Really?
Yeah, delicious and made in America, just like the dang car. And with all Toyota's wins last year, it was life-size Camry Cake City. Oh, even lost a kid at one point. Tried to drive one of the cakes. Had to eat his way out of the drivetrain. Bless his heart.
Let's go NASCAR fans.
Toyota, let's go places. To learn more, visit ToyotaRacing.com. NASCAR is a registered trademark of the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, Inc. Toyota vehicles and components are built using U.S. and globally sourced parts.
This is Tony Stewart. You're listening to Winged Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
Thanks, Smoke. Welcome back. It is MRN Winged Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. Taking a look at our National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum birthday calendar. Sunday, Johnny Rutherford and Troy Ruttman. Monday, Wendy McDonald and Don Drought Jr. We'll talk a little bit about Wendy. Today, Bill Simpson. Now, there's a character.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And Joey Saldana. Now, there's a character, too. Okay. Speaking of characters, tomorrow, this must be the week of characters. One of our all-time favorites, Danny Smith's birthday is tomorrow. Oh, my gosh, big party up in Chillicothe, Ohio. I am sure it's a national holiday up there. Chet Gardner and Dean Thompson on Thursday and Andy Granatelli on Saturday. Monday would have been the 83rd birthday for Wendy McDonald. Did you ever hear Wendy announce a race? Have you?
Yep.
Wendy was the longtime, 52 years, the voice of Manzanita Speedway, and nobody created the drama like he did.
No.
Unreal. It's showtime was his motto, and nobody can even say that the way he said it. But he had a drawl, but it wasn't a southern drawl. It wasn't a, maybe it was a tech, I don't know. It was a cadence like nobody else. And he was the voice of Manzanita Speedway, and just an absolutely booming voice. I'll never forget, I was out there for a USAC show. J.J. Yaley did a time trial. Just the way he would say J.J. Yaley, which everyone can say it, but the way he said it, the one I was like this Leland McSpadden. The way it came off his tongue was unlike anyone in the world, and for that, he is a 2014 inductee into the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame. And at 82 years old, we lost Wendy on October 11th of this past year. So, but that is the beauty of the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame. We may have lost Wendy McDonald here on Earth with all the great stories, but you can relive the great stories because of the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum over in turn number 2 at Knoxville. You can find out more information at sprintcarhof.com and buy some stuff at sprintcarstuff.com at sprintcarstuff. And whenever I decide to get married again, I'm registering there. That's what I'm doing, exactly. But we know those are both long shots. Hey, by the way, you had a great weekend. You were in
Amelia Island.
Amelia Island at a car show.
Yes. Did you see my tweet your seat?
And they will be on MAV TV on Saturday. You saw Al Unser's
Yep,
Champ
and
car?
our big fan came up and introduced himself, Flash. Yep.
Absolutely. So they will be on our MAV TV show. Erin's Tweet Your Seats. They will be on there, as well as Chris Andrews, who joins us on MAV TV on Saturday morning, 9:30 a.m. and 12:30 in the afternoon. That's Eastern Time on MAV TV. And hey, on Thursday, our MRN Winged Nation weekend presented by Hefner Racing Products, our buddy Scott Traylor going to join us from Racing Boys, previewing the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour season. That kicks off this weekend. I'm so excited because now we've got Moldable, we've got Racing Boys, and Dirt Vision all on one night. How about that? Hey, I appreciate Kevin Thomas and Logan Schuchart from joining us, but more important than all of that, thank you for joining us here today.
You've been listening to Winged Nation, presented by Hercules Tires, right on our strength. You can also find Winged Nation on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and in the MRN.com Media Center. Winged Nation is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.